He doesn't fight against it, but he doesn't come in going, yay, what are we going to declutter today? Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Melinda, plain and simple. Recently I did a Q&A and I asked you guys for questions, and y'all sent some really awesome questions in, thank you. But some of my answers got a little bit long, or maybe a whole lot long, I don't know. But the video was a little bit too long, in my opinion. It was a little bit too long. But I actually edited out some of my answers because sometimes I get to thinking and I just get to talking and just keep going on. And I realized some of that stuff just really didn't fit with the Q&A. But I didn't want to edit myself while I was answering the questions. I figured I could edit it out after I got done, and that way I could just say whatever was popping in my head. That's what I did. But a little bit too much popped in my head, so I had to edit it out. And I think I did that on either 2 or 3 questions. So I decided to take that information, or that part of the answer to the question, and just make a separate video with it, because some of the stuff that I said might actually be helpful or whatever, interesting to some of you out there. So I'm going to put it out here. One of the answers, I'm going to put it in this video, and I'm going to ask you to let me know your thoughts. Do you want me to still do that, or were you like, nah, don't, because we don't want to hear that from you? Either way is fine. Y'all just let me know what your thoughts are on it. But this is going to be the answer to one of those questions, and then I have either 1 or 2 more that I can do this with. And then going forward, I can make videos with this type of information in it that wouldn't be from Q&A edit. So anyway, hopefully you understand what I'm saying. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I appreciate it. But for now, let's get started, and you can hear the rest of my answer to this question. We have Gloria Aguilar. Gloria says, I always relate to you respecting what items belong to your husband. What are his thoughts on all your progress? I don't want this to sound weird or anything, or negative, but I want to kind of put it into perspective. For him, and I asked him the question because I thought I knew the answer, but I wanted to verify it. And he doesn't see it as progress. This is something that I really want to relate in my videos. When you have someone who is not wanting to declutter, they may have their reasons. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why somebody wants to declutter, and a lot of reasons why somebody doesn't want to declutter. And so there are people who maybe are hoarders, but there are also people who just feel more comfortable with stuff around them. Just like some people feel more comfortable with less and less and less around them. Some people get comfortable with less, but they don't got to have the less and less, if that makes sense. And some people just need to have things around them in order to feel secure and comfortable. And so for when you're decluttering, like if you had stuff before and now you're suddenly decluttering, sometimes we automatically want everybody to jump on board with us. But, just last week we weren't doing it either. So it's kind of like they're not necessarily going to get on board with that. Like sometimes you can declutter and then the people around you see benefits and they start decluttering as well. But there are also people who are not going to do that. And you just have to be willing to accept that. And you also have to be willing to look at it from their perspective, and they may not be comfortable with having less stuff around. So what I do is I have a couple of rooms in the house where I have more stuff in those rooms. I decorate more in those rooms so that he feels comfortable too, because it's his home as well. And so I have areas in the house that have less stuff because I've found that I like less and less and less. But I also have to be aware of his feelings. And so I want him to be comfortable when he comes home to his home. I want him to be able to relax. So if anybody is out there and they are decluttering, yes, your spouse or your kids or whoever might catch on and start doing it, but they might not. So be okay with it either way. Declutter your own stuff and move forward, and don't be offended if they don't think it's great, because it just doesn't suit them. He doesn't fight it. He doesn't say anything negative about it. He just says, just don't declutter my stuff. And so I assure him I'm not going to declutter his stuff, at least not on purpose. But I don't purposely declutter his things, and I do purposely make sure that I have spaces and areas that do have things in them, just to make sure that he is comfortable.
Some want more, and some want less, and some want less and less. How can we find compromise these differences address? Listen, pay attention, and consider others' needs. Somewhere in the middle, there's a place you can agree. Give a little, give a lot, give with all your heart, but keep what's most important. That's the most important part.
Happy decluttering!